All right, we're back on another Monday. Sorry for letting all the haters down, but I'm still here, all fired up and ready to shine. What up, podcast? Be the creator here on the mic, and welcome to Creative Spark episode 2. Great to be here on another Monday. As always, I'm wishing you all an amazing week. If you haven't listened to the first episode, this is a podcast to inspire all digital creatives. I mean, any creatives, regardless of what you guys doing. So if you haven't followed us yet, go ahead, check out us on Spotify or subscribe on YouTube, as these videos are being filmed for YouTube and Instagram TV. Hopefully soon on TikTok, so you can follow us pretty much anywhere. All right. Before I go to today's podcast, can we just start with a totally random story? I feel like it might inspire you guys about the communicating with your following, or maybe communicate to those creators that you love watching or getting inspired if you are the follower yourself. So let's start with the story. So a few weeks ago, I was doing one of my live streams on TikTok. Nothing serious, right? So there comes this guy, and he said, "Man, I love all your stuff, and you've been a true inspiration." And obviously I thanked him, thank you so much, bro. And I checked his TikTok page, and I wasn't able to watch his videos because I was streaming myself, so I wasn't able to watch other videos. But after the live stream, I take my time and found him on Instagram, and he doesn't have a big following, but the content I saw, that was dope design. The Photoshop, the design he did, he was such a cool designer. And if you know me, I love building people up from zero. And I mean, I love underdogs who have great talent, but no stage light on them. Also, I needed a designer at that time, so I took my time and reached them out. And I found out that the guy was following me almost an entire year in most platforms. And he was actually so hyped when I talked to him. It's like, I want to work with you, man. At that moment, I had two things on my mind. The first thing was obviously the opportunity to make this guy big with me, other than just trusting a random stranger on a freelance website and never see him again. And the second thing I had is, like, how many times in the future I'll probably need to design things for my brand? Probably so many times. Like, I mean, I'm in the creative industry. So, well, he designed a dope logo for the brand, which I'm not wearing this on the shirt. You might not be seeing it because of the camera angle, but the brand, I fell in love with the logo he designed for my brand, and he worked for me again. He designed the logo for this podcast, which you're probably able to pull it up this time, and he kept showing up through this time. He kept showing up to all my live streams. The real story in this is he never reached me out for an entire year. Even he has been watching my content almost through all that time. And I mean, look at what just simple comment in my live stream just pushed us into. Like, guys, I want you to note down 5 people right now that you're in love with or getting inspired by their content. So go to their social right now. This is our exercise. Whether just thank them for the inspiration or think about some ways that you can actually provide actual value for these people. Whether they are famous or whether big or verified pages, I don't care about that. Just take a minute and put a genuine DM or a comment on any of their stuff. And I appreciate the 2% strategy from the real GOAT, Gary Vee. But instead of picking a 2% random stages or an explore page, do this instead with the people you're actually getting inspired by. And at the end of the month or two, you may end up in some very unexpected connections instead of just building an audience itself. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to today's podcast, guys. I'm gonna talk about starting from scratch, the branding. It's gonna be all about branding. Let's close our eyes. Or don't. I know many people don't do what they have been told in these things, but just imagine that you have no brand, no social, no clients, no connections, and nothing big yet, just your skills and creativity. You ready? Let's try. How would you draw your path from being at the 0 point simply to being your own hero? Like, obviously I counted so many things already, the necessary step and the progress, the growth. Let's rewind the tape. I talked about brand recognition, clients, demand, connections. So where would you start? Like, what would you most be concerned about? Like, if you're just starting your journey today, like, imagine that you have nothing but your talent. There are so many approaches to this, obviously, and most people start by trying to find a buyer because they need money. Some people maybe focus on infrastructural things like building connections in the city they live or creating a website to display their work. I even met some people who started right away by launching their brand with logos, merchandise, or hiring teams before they even getting a buyer or creating a product. So all are these necessary down the road, but I mean, they're all good points to start. But you know what I would do? I would probably spend like a good 8 hours just this Monday to open up 5 social media accounts. Choose your mediums like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, which one works for you. So all of them, just to start posting my work. Then I will sign up to all freelancing platforms like the ones I know, like Yelp, Thumbtack, Upwork, Fiverr, even Craigslist. Just to list my services and skills as maybe freelance gigs. So here's the reason behind this. I believe you have to focus on the foundation before getting out there, but you can never be perfect with your craft. So once you overwhelm yourself with the idea of being ready to go out, you never actually go out and start posting. You never reach out. Like reaching out and searching for businesses, that never happens because you don't feel ready for it. That's never gonna happen. So basically the best way to do is looking for business while you're building your foundation and embrace all the fails along the way just to make it better. Get those no's. Eventually it's gonna be a yes. So let me give you some examples of what I mean with this. So if you see yourself as an influential person, like an influencer, but you only have 2,000 followers, don't wait until you get to 10,000 followers to start reaching out to brands with some offers you have on your mind. If you have real value for them, you can also provide them when you have 2,000 followers. Embrace the no as an answer, guys, but still keep looking for the opportunity. If obviously, like for example, if you're a videographer who doesn't have a demo reel to show anyone, it shouldn't prevent you to pitch at least 10 brands for a day, offer them a solid video, and 9 out of 10 may say no because you don't have a reel. But there will be one opportunity just to kick off your journey to the dope reel. And same applies for being a published or being sponsored. Obviously, just think about in your niche, guys. All right, number 2, mass reach. Before finding your focus, I know many people always say focus on one platform that you're doing great, but you know what? If you have nothing, you can't guess where you're really best at. So spend a handful of hours to build this presence all over the place and figure out where you perform the best way, and then narrow down your efforts and your skills to where you're best at. So let me talk to you about the point I'm trying to make here, guys. So it's building everything from scratch or maintaining the legacy. It doesn't matter. Investing into your brand takes time, and if you want to do it with less money from your pocket, which means without ads, it may even take more time or more. And there's no guarantee at the end, that that you will manage to get the point that you desire. There's no guarantee for it. So look at my social media accounts today. I have 4,000 followers on Instagram, 85,000 on TikTok, 50,000 monthly views on Pinterest, and probably only 500 on YouTube. Yet most people say they love listening to my words. So you never know where you will be best without the mass reach first. Like, you gotta discover this. And no one can tell you it's an overnight fail or success thing. And so at least committing your hours in multiple platforms and then narrowing down your efforts after like 4 to 6 months process that you really get some results based on the platform you get the most demand from, then you can narrow down. Are you growing crazy like on Instagram but not having much traction on YouTube? Then you gotta give it more efforts, like to the ones you're performing the best, the channel that you perform the best. So open the door and opportunity in somewhere. After like certain threshold, you're gonna build a fixed community on somewhere, and they will follow your lead. That's what matters, guys. They will follow your lead to the other platforms despite you spending a minimal effort to them. If you still keep posting your content all over the place, you'll be ready for those people to lead you. All right, let's stop here. I want to make a big shout out here to Gary Vee, by the way, once again, aka Gary Vaynerchuk. The man says it right. Like, the man just says it right. You gotta love the process to get the results you desire. You know, it's cliche, but it is true. You really have to enjoy the efforts you're putting into this to enjoy the results even more. All right, here's my last advice of the day. Start building multiple income streams in the early stage. Please take this seriously. Like, finding solid clients outside, it will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of time for some. And meanwhile, you have to have some source of income, hopefully like a safety net, because I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with financial costs. In creative industry, that's the worst thing, man. That's the worst thing. It hunts you in your dreams. Your online success may come a lot earlier than your real life success with all those clients and things that you've been hustling out there. So find multiple monetization methods that matters a lot, like Amazon associate accounts or affiliate links in your content. You never know once you're gonna get the online success. It might actually happen sooner than you thought. there are many possible revenue streams for creatives, and I'll talk about them down the road in the future episodes. We're gonna have so much fun with them. But for now, all I'm saying is, if you wait to build these things like infrastructure, one day you're gonna have a huge boom on any social media, and you will not ready for this. You will not ready for the infrastructure, and people don't know where to click, and you're gonna lose that momentum on the way when you get that boom. So you can't time the success, right? If it's overnight or not, you can't time the success in social media, whether it's a viral post or a past content but it later discovered on the road. Many people get discovered after they put so much effort on, after a year or two. That's all I'm saying. Be ready for everything. All right, guys, that was your quick value one for the Monday morning. And you have an entire week to start implementing the ideas you just heard here, especially the first one I talked about. Go create those accounts, go start building feeds, creating gigs for your services, build an online master presence that will pay off in the next 6 to 12 months. I'm begging you, please take me seriously. Mondays are priceless opportunities to reset your mindset. If you were not happy with yourself with the attitudes in the last week, now is your chance to start with a brand new week. And I'll be here every Monday, as I talk to you guys all the time, with a brand new episodes on our podcast, Creative Spark. And if you want to ask me anything personally, connect with me on Instagram or TikTok, or you can find me at Be The Creator in both of them. And if you're watching the podcast on Spotify, please don't forget to follow it here, as it's a brand new podcast and it's really hard to find and search, guys. If you go to the search block, you're never going to find us. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for me so you can enjoy hearing from me all the time. Wherever you're in the world, I just want to thank you just for being right here with me at this moment. And in the next episode, I'm gonna have my first guest in the podcast. I'm looking forward to that. Super hyped for that. That's it. Much love and be out.